Welcome into another episode of the Big Dog Show with my guy Marcedes Lewis. I'm David Kaplan. We have a special guest, TJ Edwards, going to join us in just a moment. All right, Sadie's, we'll get the obvious out of the way and then we can have some fun. Not a good weekend against the New England Patriots, who rolled in at 2-7, 27th in the league again on third downs, and the Bears go 1 for 14. Your thoughts on what's going on with your football team?
Oh, man. I think, what is it right now? It's Monday?
Yeah.
I'm still in the process of trying to figure out the same thing. Obviously, whether you win or lose, you always want to look inward and kind of think about what you could do to get better every day and what you could do to get better for the team every day. And that's in victory or defeat, right? So I go through this process all the time. The things that you correct in a loss, you want to correct if you win as well. And I can't quite put my finger on what's really going on. And most of it is above my pay grade and not necessarily in my hands to kind of sort through. Low hanging fruit, I would say the details, right? And execution, obviously. And that's something that, if you have two good working eyes that you can see for yourself.
Yeah.
And, it's tough. And, when you think about it in totality, the best way to get out of this thing is to win, right? And it would be easier if we didn't work hard or we didn't have winning habits when we practice, come to work. But you can't really point to that because we work our butts off. And it's kind of disappointing from that aspect. You come in to work, you grind, you embrace the grind, and then you go out there on Sunday and you don't put your best product out there. To answer your question, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if I'm the one to really give you that answer. I go out and try to be the best I can at what I do and handle all the controllables. And that's what I do, is be the best that I can be so that I help give us a good chance to win football games. And so that's all I have control over. But I can't really pinpoint what's going on, to be honest.
All right, let's bring your teammate in, one of the leaders of the football team, along with you and a handful of others. It's TJ Edwards, who, when he came to Chicago, he was coming home, man. Played at Lakes High School, and here he is playing in his hometown in Chicago. TJ, thank you for joining the Big Dog Show. So as I've gotten to know Marcedes and have just so much respect for the man, let alone what he's accomplished on a football field, the same thing goes for you, a leader, a guy who plays through pain, a guy who is just a beast out on the football field. What is going on with this football thing? Because it's 4-2. We're getting ready for a bye week. And the next thing you know, it's 4-5. What's happening?
Yeah, man. I mean, you get the privilege of talking to the wisest guy in the building, every week, it sounds like. So I'm sitting here backstage kind of listening to you guys, and I'm kind of similar. I think we do things the right way here. I think we go about our business the right way. But just, plain and simple, we're not executing better than the other teams right now. Like, I don't really know what that is, but I just know I can only look at myself. Like, as a man, that's kind of how I'm built. I'm not going to sit here and say what others need to do better. I know I'm not playing perfect, and I'm gonna start with that. But I just think as a collective, we have to find a way to play together, play complementary football, and understand that it's a game of ebbs and flows. And right now we're not flowing, but we still have time and honestly get into the division. It has to be our best football right here.
Yeah, man. I mean, first and foremost, I just want to say, Cap, that I played against TJ when he was in Philly, and had respect for him just watching him on film. When we played against him in Philly, I was with Green Bay, obviously, and then obviously to be teammates with him, I have even more respect because I see how he goes about his business. And as I talked to you before, Cap, a lot of the guys that I've become close with throughout my career, and it's not a lot, it's a small circle. It starts how they come to work first and how they handle their business and how people receive them, right? And he's just one of those guys that you know what you're going to get every time he's on the field. And, just listening to him right now, he's like, I haven't been playing perfect. I mean, he's busting his ass out there. And for our entire defense in general, they're spending too much time on the field. You get what I'm saying? And so every now and then it might not be their best, but they're spending too much time on the field because we can't possess the ball, right? So that literally falls back on us. And if you have any sort of accountability in your blood, you can see that and understand that. And so I just want to put that out there. But to piggyback on what TJ said, it's just one of those things that you can only do what you can do, right? If he's on defense, he's just going to do his 111. I'm on offense, I'm going to do my 111. And then all you can do is just hope that, your buddies come along and you lead by example and push forward so we can go ahead and win these games. But I want to stress the fact that, the people that we have in our building, and I'm talking about on our team, my teammates, we got some dudes, man, they could play fucking football. You get what I'm saying? And it's disappointing when we go out there, we bust our butts in practice, and then we don't get to, bear those fruits on Sunday. And I was just talking to one of my boys yesterday. This isn't basketball where you have 82 games, okay? Every game matters. And so when you lose, it's like the world is ending, right? Because and then you have to come in the building on Monday and go through this whole process again where it's just it really takes a man to sit there in meetings and understand that we don't have too many more of these opportunities. There's not going to be my bad. It's not going to be too many more times you can say my bad, right? We only have two handfuls of games left that we have to figure out how to turn this thing around. And so that's where we are, man.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, and obviously, Big Dog, you've been in it for a minute, so you understand kind of how the season goes. But I do think, and I feel like you could feel a little bit today, but I do think the sense of urgency is something that needs to be felt. Just because it's, I think at the beginning of the year, right, you lose one in Houston, it's like, we'll be all right, and we ended up bouncing back and things like that. But this is real football right now. It's time to go, and so I'm interested to see how we respond. I am.
No, I totally agree. And like you said, the sense of urgency has to pick up. And, our division is
It's a good division, man.
right. Every time our game ends, I pop on that TV or I go to ESPN and I just see our division just doing this.
Yep.
Unreal.
And it's not the time to start pointing fingers. It's not the time, to start running and hiding. This is really what it's all about. And when I started playing this game at 7 years old, I knew what I was signing up for, right? This is a man's game. And it's going to test you not just on the field, but off the field, and your mentality and how you approach things and how you can handle adversity and be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to confront this truth and I'm going to go out here and get better every day. And that's really all you can control,
Yep. 100%, man. 100%.
TJ, in terms of, everybody looks at Caleb and he gets sacked 9 times yesterday. And I'm not saying everyone's on the offensive line because there are times a rookie quarterback will hold the ball too long. But, the first thing the media comes into the locker room and we hear, has Coach Eberflus lost the team? Have the coaches lost the team? Is he changing play callers? all that noise, it just gets like out of control. From a defensive perspective, you see these guys, you practice against Sadie's. What are you seeing offensively that's not translating to Sundays?
Yeah, I mean, I think about this all the time too, because I feel like we've shown as a team, and offensively too, spurts, right, where like that looks really good. And I even remember camp where I was like, yo, my head was spinning. I was like, I'm chasing these dudes around, like the ball's out, like it looks really good. Like it was some battles in camp. And I feel like we've shown spurts of that. And obviously, Mercedes can talk to more about that, but I feel like it's such a team game, right? It's such a everyone in it. Like it's not basketball where you can have a guy score 40 and you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's everybody has to be clicking. Um, and I do believe that it's never just one thing or one person. It's the ultimate team sport for a reason. Like from top to bottom, you're only as good as, you know what I'm saying, like as everyone. So you really have to find a way where everyone's on the same page, everyone's communicating. And defensively, like we want to do what we can to get turnovers to keep them in rhythm, and they try to do the same for us, and it's just not right now. So we're trying to figure out what we can do to get that going. But you know how the media is, and Mercedes been in it for a minute. Like something goes wrong, it's like
The world is over.
you don't believe in this, you don't believe in that. Like it's as a man, I'm gonna always look to myself. I'm gonna always look at what I can do better, and I feel as if we're all doing that, good things will happen. But as soon as you start to point fingers, as soon as you start to, you know what I'm saying, kind of do that whole game, it's when that's what bad teams do for sure.
Yeah, that's when it collapses, right,
Yep.
Marcedes?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you just said, bro. It's easier said than done too. And
Mhm.
like I was speaking earlier, like a week ago on the podcast, it's just like it takes a specialist psychosis to be great, right? And like to understand that, you know, constant repetition creates conviction, right? And so, and that's if you're taking it physically or you're thinking about it mentally when somebody else is getting a rep, right? And so, if you're able to do that, then you're going to constantly get better, even if whether you're in that rep or you're not in that rep. And then being able to take that experience from practice. And then the second part of it is how much are you doing at home, right? Like how much are you actually given to the game of football when you're out of the building, right? Because I think that's what separates like the good teams from the great teams is collectively that leadership to be like, hey, bro, you need to play more to the game, right? Like when you're at home, how much are you putting back in to the work that you're doing on the field? And obviously we're not in everybody's homes, so we don't know how much film they're watching, or like for me, it's hard for me to when I have people come for games, I can't even like truly let go. Like
Yep.
I have like this, I don't want to really go to dinner. I don't really want to like hang out before my game. Now, Sunday after the game, after we get this dub, yeah, we can go do that. But like for as long as I can remember throughout my college, pro career, even high school, like I'm so locked in that I can't even like have a good time. Like,
Even to your own mom. You told me that. You
yeah,
said, Mom, I'm sorry.
yeah, like she'll be out and she'll be like, baby, you want to go to dinner? You know, me, such and such, such and such. And I'm just like, Mom, I just can't. Like, I'll go there, but I'll be like a passenger in my body because my mind is thinking about what I have to do on Sunday. And so
100%.
you have to be that obsessed with it because when it's done, you're going to miss it. And when you have this window, you might as well just give it your all because what else are we doing here for 5 or 6 months, right? All the video games, all this stuff. You can do that in the off season,
Yep.
And I just feel like if everyone is totally bought in on that, we'll be better off. But there's no way to gauge it.
100%.
Hey,
100%.
TJ, you're a local guy. Deep dish or thin crust?
Oof. I used to be a a deep dish guy back in the day, but I was a little heavier in college, so I had to cut it back. Once I realized how fast everyone was, I had to cut it back. But I will say, if I'm eating pizza, especially in Chicago, I'm gonna eat deep dish, and I'm going to Pisano's if I have to. That's my spot.
Okay, so my wife is the vice president of Lou Malnati's.
Love Lou Malnati's too.
It's a good one. That's it. Make sure you get that right. Yeah, the whole deep dish thing, like nobody gets it until they eat it, and they're like, "Wow, this is really good." But everybody outside of Chicago fires on it, right?
Oh, it's insane, man. It's so good. You definitely got to try it. If you never have, you got to try to change your life. You only need a couple slices and you're good.
Man, I'm not a deep dish guy.
Have you had it?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had it from there, but like maybe you can change my mind. Like I'm like
went to the wrong spots, bro.
Yeah, probably. I'm not a thin crust guy either. I just want a regular slice. I want like a normal New York slice. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, this stuff crushes New York pizza. Crushes.
I just want a normal with some good crust, with a nice.
Hey,
I'm not into. Remember when we went to London and they brought the food truck with the pizza?
Yeah, that wasn't it though. That wasn't it.
I didn't like it because the dough, it was like doughy.
Yeah, it wasn't it. Yeah.
I don't like that. Like it was like a regular slice of pizza, but it was like this. When I was like, nah.
That's not it. That wasn't.
I don't want to eat my pizza and it feels like I'm literally like eating dough. I don't like that.
That's also why you played for 2 decades, bro. Because you're strict and you understand it. So you hear his mindset, and then you expect him to think he's gonna talk about pizza. No way. No chance.
How about that dude playing 2 decades in the NFL? Can you imagine that?
It's different, man. That's what. But you hear him like, and it's cool that everyone gets to kind of hear him a little bit now. But I get to hear him in the sauna when it's 150 degrees, and I get to hear his mindset every single day. And he's a special cat, man. He's a special dude. So it's awesome. It's cool to be a part of. That's why you want to win, though, right? It's with guys like Big Dog and guys who have been in it that understand what it looks like, and you want to get to that point where everyone can enjoy that,
Bro, I literally was like, my mom hit me up yesterday. She was like, sorry about the loss. I know this one was tough, but I know it's your mindset. You're gonna bounce back. But just know I'm your biggest fan. If you want to talk, we can talk. Like, is everything okay? And I text her back, and I'm just like, yeah, like, mentally, I'm always gonna be in a good place. It's just sorting through. Right away what happened, right? And literally trying to just like make things make sense in my mind on the ride home or whatever. But I'm not 40 years old still playing this game just to take the extra reps. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm here because we have an opportunity to do something special. And as you know, in football, it's all about windows. And we talked about this earlier. And you got 3 to 4 years as far as that window. And if you don't get better, it's going to close real fast. And if you continue to get better and continue to add pieces, you can then stretch the window. But losing don't get you there. And, it's a lot of people reeling right now and trying to search for answers. And the media is going to blow it up and make it a thing. And it's going to just be up to us to not make it more than just playing a game of football, a game that we love and we've been doing for a really long time. And I think when you can marginalize things like that and literally just to as small as like, I've been doing this forever, right? This is something that I do and I've been having fun doing. As soon as the fun goes away, you don't really want to be here. And I think even whether we win or lose, like we have a team that's been pretty even killed, right? So like our locker room is really good. And I'm going to continue to say that and continue to stress that so people understand, like, we want to be our absolute best when we go out there, right? Obviously, there's another team that gets paid to do what they do too. But we control what we can control. And, the last few weeks has not been the mentality that we play with in practice, the attention to detail that we stress during the week.
Yeah.
That's not what it's been. And I mean we got to figure this thing out, man, because we're too good. We got
Too many
absolute animals on both sides of the ball. Like,
yep, 100%.
Packer week. It's Packer week.
Yeah.
What's up with that big old smile you got, Cap?
Because I freaking despise the Green Bay Packers. And I told you that when we had dinner. Like, for some reason, I like Aaron Rodgers. There's something about, I've never met the dude. I like Aaron Rodgers. But I was raised, my late dad said, we don't cheer for the St. Louis Cardinals because I'm a Cub fan, and we never cheer for the Green Bay freaking Packers, ever.
I was raised the same way, man. Same way. That's just how it goes. And honestly, it's special that we get the first one this year at home too. Like it's exciting. That's what makes the NFL so great. Is like you can come off a game like this and you have another opportunity the next week to go do something special. And I'm excited for it. I am. It's a really good team. It's going to be a great game, great atmosphere. I hope it's a little chilly. I hope it's a little cold fall day. It'll be fun though. It will be.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, these are the games that could literally change it, you know. And coming off this weekend's game to be able to go out here and get that taste out your mouth, and this whole week, I don't know if it's gonna feel like a short week or a long week because you want to hurry up and get back on the field and make up on what we did last week. But I'm hype about it. Obviously, a good part of that coaching staff are like really good friends of mine, like call and text type friends, so it'll be interesting to say the least, but we have everything we need to go out there and execute and come away with the victory. So just looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah.
TJ, your perfect vacation, is it beach? Is it skiing? If you could have any trip, Europe, perfect vacation spot.
I'm a golfer, right? So that's I'd probably plan my vacation around golf, to be honest with you. So whatever I think I've never got out to Cali to go like play Pebble Beach, any of that stuff. So I think that's something on my bucket list. The Carolinas, like on a breezy day, go play some golf, man. I'm down with that. I don't need much, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's golf carts, some clubs, a 3-day weekend, and I'm good. Some sun, and I'm good.
Have you ever been to the Masters?
Never. It's on the bucket list, though.
I played the course, and I went to the Masters.
Of course,
that's got to be on your bucket list. It's amazing.
You might have to help me out a little bit. I heard VP Illuminati, so maybe we could throw a little, get me at the Masters or something like that.
Hey, Cap is the one to talk to, man. He got connections.
That's incredible.
I'll see what I can do.
What'd you shoot? What'd you shoot at Augusta?
I shot 95 at Augusta because the greens are insane.
Yeah, there you go.
Insane.
There you go. That's not bad. Under 100 there, it's not bad.
Oh, my God. It's like putting on the hood of your car. It truly is. It is unbelievable.
Awesome.
So, Marcedes, in terms of playing as many years as you have, and TJ, you're going to have a contract coming up soon. I would hope the Bears would get some type of an extension done. Like, what is the key to being able to be as successful as you guys have been? Because we see so many guys in, out of the league, gone. And here you guys are achieving for so many years.
Well, I think number one is establishing a routine. And obviously that's going to look different for everybody, but whether it's film, taking care of your body, your process when you come into the building, and being able to carry over from the meeting to the practice field to the game field. And I think if you can figure out a way and get a process to work all those things so that it's always consistent. Like when coaches turn on the film, they're looking for a consistency, right? When you turn on the film, you're going to know where 53 is going to be. You're going to know what he's going to be doing, how he's going to do it. You're not going to have to question whether he's loafing. He's going to make damn near every tackle, and he might get some picks in there, right?
Like yesterday.
Yeah. When you turn on the film and you see 84, you know exactly what's going down. I'm dominating whoever I'm blocking. Yeah. I'm taking care of my business. I'm leading from the front. Obviously, that's my role right now, right? Just to dominate the point of contact. That's going to get done, right? And to be able to lead from the front, that's going to happen. That's what they look for. And so whatever you have to do to kind of figure out that system, to get you doing that and always on a crescendo, you live with the results, right? But if you're a guy that's like a roller coaster and doing this, and not just on the field, but like with your process, right? If you're all over the place, it's just not conducive to forget a long career, just a season, right? Like this sport is very unforgiving, man. And if you don't give everything you got to it, it's going to disrespect you and you will be exposed. And so, it's just about being a professional.
No, it really is. It's so real. I feel like when I came in 2019, like the first thing I did was I found the vets and I just watched what they did. I studied what they did. Like I had, and I had a great group of Rodney McLeod. I had Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson,
All
like,
the dudes.
dudes, right? And I understood what they did. Zach Ertz, I just watched what they did and followed their routines and understood kind of how that works. But it's even like every year I feel like I try to pick up something new to like whatever. And I joke about the sauna, but like I wasn't a big sauna guy, any of that. And Big Dog is like religious in the sauna. And I never, I was like, I get it, you get a good sweat. And then I started doing it and you feel so much better. You feel your body recovering more. So I feel like for me, it'll always be that. It's finding the people that you want to be like and understanding how they operate at such a high level for so long and trying to kind of acclimate that into your routine, your system. But you hit it on the head, man. I think consistency in this league is everything. If you're not consistent for 19 years, you're not in the position that you're in. Like that's just kind of how it goes. So you always strive to be at that level of consistency. So it's cool to have a guy like that too, and then also he pays it back as well. So it's a good setup.
Yeah, I mean, and not to get it twisted too. Obviously, like in your routine, sometimes you'll take things out too, right? Because as you evolve, you may not need certain things, you may need other things. And it's up to you to kind of discover that out by being consistent and knowing what your body needs, right? And so I would have a couple people always, every day, at least a couple people every day, like, Big Dog, you sauna every day? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, how long you been doing this? I'm like, shit, 15 years, 15 out of the 19 years. It's been like the sauna and the cold tub are by default. When I wake up in the morning, my body craves it. That's what gets my body going and ready for just meetings and everything. It gives me a chance to kind of meditate a little bit, decompress a little bit, and gets me ready and get my day started. And so from that aspect, even just that, without even talking about the actual health benefits, I'm already double dipping, right? Like it's special. And I'm happy that I had a few vets growing up that kind of took me through it, and I'll always be indebted to them, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this position either.
TJ, before we let you go, Chicago guy. So I've got this mural we have in our office here in our studio. Peyton, Thomas, Jordan, Banks, Patrick Kane. Whether it's one of them or somebody else, who was your favorite Chicago athlete when you were growing up and dreaming of being an NFL player?
Ooh, obviously we were, religiously watching the Bears. And I think football just kind of hit differently in our household. So that you could take any name from that defense, that Super Bowl defense, honestly, even the years after, from Briggs and Urlacher to Mike Brown to.
Bro, I played against them dudes. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
but go
what
ahead.
I'm saying. And I'm watching them growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's wild. But I would say the most iconic for us was either Briggs and Urlacher or Devin Hester, man. Like that's who you watched growing up. Like that was it.
Me and Devin Hester played against each other in a high school All-Star game. It was the Cal Florida All-Star game, and he took the opening kickoff to the crib.
God.
So he's been doing it's just funny. Hall of Fame, all of this, but like I saw it when I was 17, 18 years old. I was like, yo, who is this? Right? Because in California, you don't hear about necessarily like Florida players and vice versa. You just know that you're the best in the nation and you're going to play against each other. Another funny story about that game, I threw like a 50-yard touchdown too. It was a tight end double pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I gotta find the
get
clip.
past, man.
I gotta find the clip. But I played quarterback my freshman year in high school.
Oh my God.
And then they were like, "Hey man, we don't have a tight end. We think you'd be great for it." I'm like, "Tight end? I ain't blocking nobody." Think about that. I was like, "Man, I ain't blocking nobody." My first game as a tight end, we played against a school called Banning. I had 10 catches, 148, 3 touchdowns, never looked back. I was like, okay.
It was over with.
Yeah, I was like, this is a position where I feel like I may be special. Like I feel like I'm better than the dudes that are covering me. And if I just stick to it, I'll be able to do my thing. 2 years later, #1 tight end in the nation. Every offer, went to UCLA, played football and basketball there, #1 tight end in the country, Mackey Award. Here I am, 19 years old. It's crazy, man.
No, that's wild. That is
crazy.
I'm gonna see on Wednesday. Well, I'm gonna see if his shoulders are still working because he's talking about quarterback. So I'm gonna see if he can still throw the ball.
Man, I'll give you a nice little 30-yard pass.
Yeah. We're gonna
Absolutely.
find out.
Hey, TJ, we appreciate you joining the Big Dog Show. That guy is absolutely unbelievable.
No, man.
And he loves you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Guys having me, man. It's an honor. Much love and respect to you, Big Dog, man. We're gonna get this thing figured out, man.
Nah, we will, bro. No doubt. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, we'll see you. There he is, TJ Edwards. Again, this is the Big Dog Show. It's brought to you by Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers and the great people at Ankin Law, 312-6million for the great Howard Ankin. Before I spring you, so I asked you this, I think, before we came on, but there's so much noise about, is the coach still got the support of the players? Shane Waldron, they haven't said anything yet. Eberflus spoke today and said, yeah, I'm looking at everything, and we'll have some news for you in 24 to 48 hours. I had to interview him. I'm like, 24 to 48 hours? Make a move here. What are we doing? So take us inside the room before I let you go. What is the vibe and what's going on?
If I'm being 100% honest, the vibe is good because we have each other, right? As far as like teammates. And, I rave about the leadership every time we talk. That is true. That is real. But outside of my teammates, I really don't know, right? Like upstairs and what they talk about, they don't share with us, right? So it's kind of like we're just like you guys in that standpoint where it's just we're waiting to see too, right? We understand that it's uncomfortable from the outside looking in. I'm pretty sure it's uncomfortable upstairs because this game is the ultimate production-based business. Like if you don't get it done, you're out. That's just how it is. You get disposed of. You can't hide. This is not it. This is professional football, America's game, right?
Yep.
So people want answers. Like you have to. There's things that you have to answer to when things aren't going well, especially in a big market like Chicago. Okay, so
fair.
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I'm just gonna focus on getting better today, tomorrow, all the way through Sunday, and doing my thing like I always do. But everything outside of that, I don't have no control over, and I'm not gonna take my mind there because I just don't have to at this point. So I'm excited that I play tight end, and that's what I have to worry about right now is being the best tight end I could be.
Please beat the Green Bay Packers. I just
need it. Need it, man.
Oh man.
Need it. Wouldn't that make everything so much better?
Noise? Oh.
That would make everything so much better. We go out there, we get that victory, we come back next Monday for the show, and it's just the energy is just how it's supposed to be. So
1000%. Hey man, we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Just keep doing what you do, big dog.
No doubt. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Right,
that is another edition of the Big Dog Show with Marcedes Lewis. I'm Cap. Thank you to TJ Edwards. Thank you to Ankin Law, 312-6million, and the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. We'll see you next week on the Big Dog Show. Take that. I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous. I seen it. What I seen.